This story is sponsored by DigElog ROCORI. DigElog ROCORI specializes in planning, producing, and creating your unique story. Whether it's community events, sports, or stories of life, DigElog ROCORI is the place where local stories come alive. Back to pass, fourth and long. Nice tackle. Berger, just a 7th grader, already on the varsity squad for diving.
We have other displays as well for virtually any kind of drug. Our main drugs of choice in this area, all 3 jurisdictions, weighs heavily on marijuana, very heavily on marijuana. The second drug of choice would be methamphetamine, which has been on the decline for the last 2 to 3 years in response to the federal government's legislation, which puts Sudafed, which is a main ingredient in methamphetamine, behind the pharmacy counter. And occasionally we see some cocaine, mushrooms, LSD, but those are pretty rare. We don't find much heroin. However, we do find the abuses of prescription-related drugs. I would caution all parents to keep track of their prescription drugs, especially those containing narcotics. If you no longer need those drugs, so OxyContin, oxycodone, hydrocodone, the common names would be Percocet, Percodan, Percodone, Loracet, OxyContin. Any of those narcotic type substances, if they were given to you for an injury or a surgery, if you no longer need them, throw them away, dispose of them. Do not leave them around the house. It's just another temptation. We have had parents that have lost several narcotic pills only to find that we find them on the street. 5 here, 5 here, 10 over here, and then we may be unaccounted for about 50 of them. So prescription drugs are another thing to keep an eye on. In my parting comments, I would like to just reassure the people that Cold Spring, Richmond, and Wakefield have no more crime than any other jurisdiction. This stuff is certainly frightening to look at, and it's frightening for parents, myself included, being a parent of three daughters. It can be scary. The message needs to get out to people, but it also shouldn't dominate your lifestyle. Cold Spring, Richmond, and Wakefield are what I consider to be 3 very, very safe areas to live. Our major crime rate is extremely low. As I pointed out, the drugs are only 2% of our investigative time, and major crime is 7%. Those are some very low statistics. We have yet to have any armed robberies or crimes of that level of violence. We have a very, very low rate of sexual assault. So all in all, 2008 was a very good year. I'm pleased with the performance of the police department. Crime seems to be relatively low, just like we like it. And things went well in 2008. I'll see you next year.